Hello, my name is Darren Thomas. I'm the Director of Educational Research Techniques, and in this video, we're going to continue to explore the different views and the options inside the Moodle Gradebook. So why don't we go ahead and take a look at the objectives for today's video. So as you can see here, we have three goals. We're going to explore the grade history in the Moodle Gradebook, the single view in the Moodle Gradebook, and the user report in the Moodle Gradebook. So let's go ahead and jump into Moodle. As you can see here, I'm already logged into my course. And if I want to, I need to go down here and I need to find the gradebook. So I click right here on grades. And then it takes me to the course gradebook. And so the first thing I want to do is I want to look at the grade history. So I'm going to click on the little tab button over here and go to the second one right here called grade history. We're going to go like so. Now, what does the grade history do? The grade history just kind of tells you what kind of transactions have been happening, for a particular student or for a particular graded item. So you can see here there are several different options. If I click on select user, I can pick which user I want if I want to look at only one person. Of course, in this pretend class, there's only one person in the course, so there's no point in using that. I can also go by graded items, so you can see there are two items in this course, example 1 and example 2, or I can go by all graded items. And I can also look at different transactions in the gradebook by the grader. So right now there's only two choices. All graders are Darren Thomas, which is the only teacher in the course. You can also limit the search by date, date from date to, or you can also limit it to only grades that have been revised or changed. So these are the different options in the grade history. So once you set up your options, you click submit, and you can see everything that is available. So as you can see right here, it tells you the date of the transaction in the gradebook, what person was affected, what student, the student's email address, what graded item, the original grade for the item, the revised grade, who graded the item, the source for the item. This is more for the IT and the administrative side of things. If there was any overrides taken on the grade, so a forced change to it, lock or, etc. Lots of different options or different information available here. It also gives you the feedback if the teacher wrote any feedback inside Moodle. Now, how to use this? Well, sometimes Moodle has, really cool features for a very specific subpopulation of Moodle users. I don't know how this particular item or this particular feature will be useful for the typical Moodle person, but perhaps if you have a large class and you have many different graders, it might be useful for the teacher to know who was marking what and when as an idea, and maybe perhaps for like an administrator as well. So that's the Moodle Gradebook, or the Moodle Grade History. Our next object is going to be the Moodle single view in the gradebook. So I go back up here to the top, and then I click on my little drop down box and I go down to single view. We've talked about single view before in other videos. The single view is a place where you can actually enter grades in a very convenient manner. And there are two ways you can do this. You can enter grades by the assignment, which means select grade item and pick the assignment, or you can enter grades by the user by selecting on user. So let's take a look at select grade item. So if I scroll down here, I have two choices, example 1 and example 2, because those are the two items in my gradebook. And I also have category totals. The reason I have 3 different category totals is because in this gradebook that I created for this pretend course, there are 3 categories. And then lastly at the bottom you have the course total, which is the overall grade. So if I click right here, I'm going to example 1. So this is the score for example 1. This is the student's picture, if they had a picture, their name, and also you can see the grade that they received and also the feedback that they got. And if you want to, you can override the grade by clicking on that box, or you can remove this grade from the actual calculation of the grade by clicking on exclude. So again, you can enter the grade here if you want. The advantage of looking at the grades by the grade item, so for example, for a grade item is that if I had, say, example 10 students in this class, all 10 students would be here and I could input their score manually for each person right here by clicking on grade. So this is a very fast way to input scores, particularly if you're using graded items, which are, manually entered items into Moodle. This is the fastest way to do it. The other way you can look at grades is by user. So if you click on the drop down box that says select user and then pick a name, which in this pretend course there's only one person. And in this view, you can see all the graded assignments or all the grades you want to input for one particular person. So now I'm not just seeing example 1, I'm seeing all of the assignments that are related to this person right here in my Moodle course here. So I can input their score for example 1, I can input their score for example 2. Assignment total is a category. You normally don't want to input scores for categories. That's why there's a little gray button over this if you look closely at the mouse. But if you want to, you can override it and put in a score manually. But normally don't recommend that, especially for new users. And so this is the advantage of the single view. Single view allows you to either enter the grades for an assignment for multiple users, or you can look at one user and you can edit or input grades for one user over multiple assignments. That's the beauty of the single view. The last thing we're going to look at is the user report. So I'm going to go back up to my drop-down box here, and I'm going to click on user report. The user report provides a summary of how the students are doing in the class. Now, when you first go into it, you don't get the summary. You have to select some options. The original view, when you go to user report, is kind of a summary of all the assignments in the course. So as you can see here, I have three categories: assignment, test, and project. And then under assignment, I have 2 assignments, example 1, example 2. Here I have how much each assignment is worth, how much the category is worth, respectively, and how much the total course is worth. And again, I'm not going to review how I did this because I've explained this in a previous video. Now, if I want to see how students are doing, you go up to this drop down box in the upper right hand corner, and you can either click on all users, which will give you the user report for every student in the class, or you can pick it by individual person. I'm going to click on all users, and you can see now I have all the results for my fictitious or pretend student in this pretend course. So you can see right here, here's his grade for this first assignment. The other assignments are empty because example 2, I have not inputted a score, so there's a blank or there's a dash there. And then you also have his category total right here right here as well. And then at the bottom of the page, you have his course total. So the user report allows you to see at a glance how your students are doing. And you can get an idea of all the different assignments that they completed, their grades. And also, if I had several students in this class, say 20 or 30, I can go over here, click on all users, and I can get a summary of everything going all the way down for all 20 students, which is a very quick way to see how students are doing by assignment and overall very fast. In addition, if I desired to, I could even print this if I needed to for administrative reasons or for legal reasons, whatever. And so there are many advantages to the user report. So that concludes this video for today. In this video, we looked at 3 things. We looked at the grade history, which is useful for seeing, what changes have been happening inside the gradebook over time, useful for administrators and also maybe for the senior teacher in a large class. We also looked at the single view, which is probably the fastest place to input scores manually if that is necessary in your Moodle course. And lastly, we looked at the user report, which provides you with a summary of how the students are doing in your course by grade, by category, and overall. So thank you very much for watching this video. Have a nice day.